The North and the South Node is one of the most important things to have a look at in astrology if you're trying to figure out your ultimate life purpose and why you're actually here. We have certain things that we already know. We have certain traits, habits, and values that we already hold. These things are usually represented by our South Node. Then we have specific traits, values, and habits that we do need to learn, and these things are represented by our North Node. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you what it means when you have the North Node in the 9th house or in Sagittarius. In this video, I will explain to you the ultimate soul purpose of the Sagittarius North Node and what the soul of a Sagittarius North Node is trying to achieve within this lifetime. The ultimate lesson that is associated with the North Node in Sagittarius is having trust and faith in what one already knows and what one has learned, and not relying too much on the ideas and opinions of other people. Those who have the North Node in Sagittarius really do not like being wrong. It's very important for them to have other people agree with them and have other people see what they're trying to say. Sagittarius North Nodes are on this unending search for information. They're on this unending search for the truth because they want to be sure that they know what the truth is. They want to be sure that they hold the truth and that they can share the truth with others. But the problem is always, no matter how much they learn, no matter how much information they gain, other people do not respect their word. Other people do not respect the insights that they can actually bring. Sagittarius North Nodes want to be respected for their wisdom and their insight. But the problem is they never really know how to share this wisdom and this insight with people in a way that it can be received openly. The way that they approach the sharing of this wisdom and insights can be highly off-putting to other people. It can be highly intimidating, and other people just don't like the energy that the Sagittarius North Node gives them when they're trying to enforce their truth onto them. The reason why it's so difficult for Sagittarius North Nodes to get other people to listen to them, to be interested in their stories and to actually believe them, is because a lot of the information that the Sagittarius North Node shares does not come from within, it comes from without. What I mean by this is that a Sagittarius North Node generally will engage with many people, they'll engage with many topics, and they'll learn many things. Then they'll end up gaining all this information from all these various sources. Very often, a lot of the information that they have learned and that they have gained from these sources is not accurate and is actually based off of another person's opinion and view. But then the Sagittarius North Node adopts this person's opinion and view because they believe that it is valid. They can often engage with the wrong people and go to the wrong sources when they're seeking information, and they often learn completely inaccurate and wrong information. Now, the moment that they relay this information that they've learned from another source, the people that they're relaying this information to doesn't take them seriously because the information that they're sharing might not be accurate, it might not be factual, or it might just be totally irrelevant. Sagittarius North Nodes can go to two extremes. The first extreme is where they lean into their Sagittarius North Node side way too much, and they believe that they know everything and nobody can tell them anything. They believe that they are highly informed already, they know all the facts, they know all the information, and they do not allow anyone else to help them or to have a say in what it is they're doing. The other extreme that a Sagittarius North Node can lean in is their Gemini South Node, which is that of not actually having much trust and faith in what they believe and what they feel is right, and actually putting all of their trust and faith in other people and what they believe is right. So what I mean by this is they'll literally listen to and accept everything that another person is telling them as truth and as valid, and they won't reflect and try and figure out how they actually feel about this and what their actual opinion is about this thing. They put all their trust and their faith into this other person and what this other person is telling them, but they don't actually look at the reality of the matter. Now, what a Sagittarius North Node needs to aim to do is to blend these two extremes that they have. The first thing they need to do is to not be overly stubborn in believing that they are right when particular people are trying to teach them things. Sagittarius North Nodes can often ignore authority figures or people in their lives that can actually help them grow, but they'll listen to people who can do absolutely nothing for them. Often they'll rather listen to a person who can be very toxic and detrimental to them instead of actually listening to the person who can help them and who's a good influence in their life. On the other end, what they also need to do is trust in their own intuition and trust in their own inner self and let their own inner self guide them towards what's really right and not solely relying in what another person is telling them and taking that at face value and as the truth. Sagittarius North Nodes so desperately want to be right. They so desperately want to know what the truth is. But the most important thing they actually need to understand is that there is no ultimate truth, and that the truth can be different in the eyes of every single person. Every situation in life is unique. Everyone's circumstances are different. There's so many things going on in this world. There's so much information in this world that it's impossible to say what the truth really is. If the Sagittarius North Node can accept this, they will become a lot more humble and it will be a lot more easier for people to engage with them and to want to listen to what they have to say. But as long as they believe that one particular thing is the ultimate truth, they will push people away from them. Because the Sagittarius North Node has this very strong take it or leave it mentality, and when other people don't want to listen to them or believe them, they shut themselves down entirely. The Sagittarius North Node has a highly spiritual path to follow. What I mean by this is that they will spend a very big portion of their life looking for answers in other people, looking for answers in the world around them. Then they will realize that the answers they're seeking and the truth that they're actually looking for will not come to them through others. It won't come to them through other people. And they need to do some inner searching, some inner connecting, and some inner spiritual work in order for them to truly understand themselves, their purpose, and why they're really here. A Sagittarius North Node will connect with the truth a lot easier when they allow themselves to engage in spiritual practices and a spiritual lifestyle, as opposed to trying to figure out what the truth is from all these different sources and people. What they really need is spiritual guidance, and not necessarily the guidance of people who are accomplished, people who are wealthy and rich, people who are popular or famous. A Sagittarius North Node can often look to famous people, rich, wealthy, popular people, and think that these people have all the answers to life. But actually they don't, and very often these people can be just as lost as everybody else. The only way they'll really find answers and receive the guidance that they need is when they follow a spiritual path. Now, this spiritual path can go many ways. They can potentially follow a religion that can help them come to the answers that they're seeking. They could potentially follow a more esoteric or alternative lifestyle, and this could give them the answers that they're seeking. But also, it can be very difficult for Sagittarius North Node to follow an alternative or esoteric lifestyle, or even a religious path, because if it is not conventional, if it does not form as part of what everybody else is doing and what everybody else is believing in, they will not do it, because they usually follow what others set out for them. In order for them to truly grow and evolve, they need to move away from the status quo. They need to move away from what's popular, from what everybody else is doing, and find a completely unique path that is different to that, through which they will find their answers. Sagittarius North Node people want to be able to be who they really are while still being able to have friendships and connections with other people. But the biggest issue they face in life is the moment they're being themselves, other people back away and they possibly get turned off. It's important for them to have other people accept their views, to accept where they're coming from, to accept what they believe in. Another challenge a Sagittarius North Node will face is trying to coerce people into believing what they believe and trying to push people to be on board with them. Sagittarius North Nodes want to feel supported. They want to feel connected. But very often they don't receive the support and connection that they're seeking. So what they'll then do is they'll try and get another person to believe what they're saying. They'll try to get another person to believe what it is that they're thinking. But more often than not, this other person does not budge. This other person does not play along and often feels like they're being manipulated in a sense. And then they pull away, and then the Sagittarius North Node never really gets what they were after, which is connection and which is understanding. These natives need to understand that getting other people to listen to them and to believe them and to be connected to them does not happen through trying to push a person into their direction or trying to push a person into believing what they believe. But it's actually realizing that there are many points of views, there are many truths, there are so many different ways of thinking. And instead of getting other people to think the way that they think, they need to allow themselves to accept all the different points of views that they're being presented with instead of trying to change it, distort it, or manipulate it. The Sagittarius North Node can also use their Gemini South Node, which is awareness of other people, to manipulate situations where they tell other people exactly what they want to hear because they know exactly what it is other people want to hear. Sagittarius North Nodes are so good at figuring out what other people are thinking. But then once they have this person on board, by telling this person what they know this person wanted to hear, the Sagittarius North Node entirely flips the situation into making it about them, what they believe and what their truth is. And this ends up making the other person feel duped. The other person then thinks, okay, so you only said what you said to me because you wanted me to be on your side and be on board with you. Now that I'm on board with you, what I've actually said and what I actually believe doesn't matter, and it's all just about what you believe and what you want. Sagittarius North Node natives can often attract people who are quite negative and toxic influences in their life. The reason for this is because unless a Sagittarius North Node is connected with themselves and their truth, they will often believe other people very easily. They'll often go with what other people are saying, and very easily other people can lead them down the wrong path. Sagittarius North Node has a Gemini South Node, and the South Node represents your past life and where you come from. If someone has a Gemini South Node, it means that in their past life, they lived a life where they had to be very aware of other people and what they were thinking. They could have possibly been teachers, they could have been psychologists or salespeople, and their job involved them needing to know how the minds of other people think in order for them to complete their job. Because they spend so much time in their past life focusing on others and what makes other people tick, they never really put time on focusing on their self and their own developments and getting to know themselves. Their entire focus in life is always other people. It's never really themselves. But what this ends up creating is this very big contradiction of a person who needs other people in order to thrive, who needs other people in order to be happy, in order to feel like they're connected. But because they're so disconnected from their self and their own truth, this disconnection causes them to be highly, highly insecure and to feel highly inadequate. And this insecurity and inadequacy causes them to actually have very selfish tendencies, causes them to often bulldoze all over other people with their emotions and what they're feeling and wanting. But it's a bit of a catch-22 because, like I said, they come from this personality type that is so aware of other people. And because they have this awareness of others and this need to connect with and understand others, they feel resentment because they feel like they don't have strength within themselves. They feel like they don't know themselves. So they can often try and make themselves feel really important. They can often try really, really hard to get other people's attention and to get other people to focus on them because they feel that the attention is rarely on them. them. It's always on other people. What makes Sagittarius North Nodes really cool people is that they have the ability to literally talk to anyone, no matter what their age, no matter what their culture, no matter what they really believe in. Sagittarius North Nodes can find a way to interact with anyone that they're engaging with and to keep a very interesting and stimulating conversation going. This is because they are really interested in other people. They are really interested in what other people are telling to them because they're trying to find some kind of truth in what other people are saying. They're trying to find some kind of purpose in another person's words. Very often, they're focusing so much on another person and what they're saying, and they place so much importance onto this that they start speaking like other people and start acting like other people. Sagittarius North Nodes, especially when they're young, they will adopt many different identities based off of the people they're interacting with. Other people are able to influence them very greatly. And what they need to do is to move away from being influenced by others and building their identity based off others and finding their own identity. Sagittarius North Nodes can also have some serious FOMO. What I mean by this is they're very scared to miss out on particular events or particular things that are happening because they believe that they can gain so much from this. They can learn so much from this. And when they miss out on things, when they can't make particular events or social obligations, they get really upset because they feel like they've missed out. So they've missed something that they had to learn. But what they need to realize is that they're always exactly where they need to be, and they do not need to beat themselves up for missing out on a specific event or opportunity that might have taught them something, because they've already learned what they need to learn within the exact moment that they're in. They will never lose out on any experience that is actually meant for them. They'll only lose out on experiences that are not meant for them. A habit that a Sagittarius North Node can have is convincing another person what they believe is not true, and trying to convince another person to believe what the Sagittarius North Node believes. What I mean by this is, let's say somebody presents the Sagittarius North Node with information that goes against what they personally believe. At the end of the day, the ultimate goal that the soul of a Sagittarius North Node is aiming toward is developing an ability to get other people to see their points of view, to get other people to see their values, where they're coming from, and their beliefs, without being too intimidating, without being too overbearing, without putting other people off from engaging with them. They need to use their Gemini South Node, which is awareness of other people and the knowing of how the minds of other people work, to get other people on board with what they know, to get other people to believe what they say. A Sagittarius North Node does not need to see life through the eyes of other people anymore. They've already done this enough. They've already experienced other people's beliefs and values. They've already experienced other people's points of view. Sagittarius North Node now needs to get other people to see their point of view, but they need to do this in a peaceful, harmonious way that allows them to have positive relationships and interactions with others and to not enforce their points of view or manipulate it into another person. On the one end, we have the Gemini South Node, which represents listening to others, sharing information with others, communicating different ideas and perspectives. Then on the other hand, we have the Sagittarius North Node, which represents owning your own truth, discovering your own truth, having confidence and pride in what it is that you know. On the one end, they want other people to accept and listen to and adopt what their beliefs are, finding ways to interact with people in a friendly and peaceful manner that will result in these people finally being able to see the Sagittarius North Node's truth and point of view is the ultimate goal. These natives will go through so much inner conflict and so much resistance regarding getting other people to understand them, getting other people to see what they're actually saying. But if they don't lean to the two extremes I explained earlier too much, they can eventually accomplish this in their life. So this is my video on the North Node in Sagittarius. Please let me know in the comments what you think of this video. Do you have a North Node in Sagittarius and can you relate to what I said? Do you know anyone who has a North Node in Sagittarius who behaves in this way? Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see some more astrology and spirituality content, and please don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it. Check out the links below to my website and my Patreon if you would like to connect with me, see what readings I offer, and support this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.